I'd seen Europe, I'd seen Western Europe, I'd seen Switzerland, I'd seen the US, the Midwest of the US. We traveled all around the US, so I saw lots of different parts of the US. But essentially, I'd seen these types of areas, and it was very different visiting central Malaysia in the late 80s. It was a different experience that I saw a lot of things that changed, again, my perspective. And one of the foundational things that I saw was that there was a bridge, and the bridge had cars driving across it, a regular bridge like you'd see anywhere else in the world. But underneath the bridge, it was just littered with debris, plastic and all sorts of stuff, and muddy banks. And playing in the litter were children.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And above, and then you could sort of see these makeshift kind of places they lived. And above their house, their makeshift house made out of bits of plastic, was a huge, gigantic Coca-Cola sign, angled towards the bridge so that all the cars could see this. And as a 9-year-old kid, I looked at that and I watched the kids and I was like, okay, how come they are where they are and I'm up here on this bridge traveling along by car? Like what chance of nature separates that person's existence from the one that I've had? How have I been able to travel and this is where they live? And I came to the conclusion that, there's nothing special about me. It's not that I am somehow gifted. It's more that by chance I have a better step up a ladder. And so it was this very weird feeling for a 9-year-old to have, but I had this sudden feeling that if I didn't go on and try to do something meaningful with life, then that was almost like an insult to that kid who, if they were in my position, might have done more. And it's hard to describe, but it was this overwhelming sense that it would be ungrateful of me not to pursue my dreams. It would be ungrateful of me not to try to do something.
It was probably an emptying of your own self in a way at that time, like just a complete humility based on seeing something that in a way it puts you in awe.
It shook me very, very profoundly. It shook me, as you say, because there was no way that I, as a 9-year-old, had sufficient words to reason this conundrum. How is it that I have so much and they have so little? How can this be? And what becomes of that? Like what choices do I make that I've made due to privilege? I just didn't have the language to even explore the problem properly. But I was hit and struck by the sense that if I was going to do something based on the fact that I was privileged enough to be up on the bridge and not down on the riverbank, I should strive to try and do something meaningful.
So that experience that you had at 9 years old, let's fast forward years and years, and here you are. That may be the remembrance of that experience, may be what helps push you through when you're very stressed, as some day-to-day, career-related, family-related, personal-related stresses will arise and sometimes become bad. As far as I'm concerned, that specific experience is yours, but for me, I've had things that have humbled me and so on. And in my times of trouble, as Paul McCartney may say, and Let It Be, those things.
That's a song I know.
We'll get to that in a little bit. When I find myself in times of trouble, my deepest memories come to me, bringing light and wisdom to keep going.
Indeed. I can't sing, I'm afraid.